This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
In Goodbye to All That, Joan Didion writes that the lesson of her story is that it is distinctly possible to remain too long at the fair. Throughout the story, the author implies that one may have magical places in his or her imagination, but living in a place that he or she imagines as magical or dreamy can turn into a very upsetting experience. The purpose of Didion's writing was to provide evidence for this idea, and she managed to do it by revealing her understanding of the situation in which she had found herself after 8 years spent in New York City, describing her feelings about this understanding, and explaining the consequences of learning this lesson. First of all, the author understood that it was possible to remain too long at the fair when she analyzed the life she was living. She realized that, despite the romantic image of New York she had, the place to which she had dedicated 8 years of her life was not so splendid after all. An example of this realization is that, in New York, according to Didion, everyone was trying to meet new faces, but everyone failed to do so. When going with her friend to a party where she had been promised to meet new faces, Didion is made fun of by her friend as he laughs and reveals that, at the party they were going to, he had already slept with 5 of the women and owed money to all but 2 of the men. Over the years, the magical place Didion had been in love with was becoming more and more boring. The author's feelings about this understanding were primarily associated with being depressed. She says that she cried until she was not even aware when she was crying, and when she was not, she cried in elevators and in taxis and Chinese laundries. Didion was experiencing the emptiness and meaninglessness of her life in New York, the city that kept disappointing her, not because it was a bad place to live, but because it was not the place she had been dreaming of living in. Finally, the main point of the story is that the author got to learn the lesson after all. After she had moved to Los Angeles, her life became significantly more enjoyable, and when she visited New York again, she saw that everyone was ill and tired. Upon realizing that illusions are not a good place to live, Didion left her illusion and created a different life for herself. This shows how living in New York City and perceiving it as a dreamy place ultimately taught her the lesson of appreciating real experiences more than illusionary ones. If you want to find more works like this essay on Goodbye to All That by Joan Didion, head over to ivypanda.com. It has a collection of free samples with thousands of submissions covering virtually all academic subjects. No registration required to access it.